Hey, B-Boy Tech. How's it going? I'm Alkex. I'm a designer for Mode Machines, and I'm here to talk about the SID, our latest groove box. The machine itself is really simple, easy to use. Only 3 knobs that you need to remember. The others have actually got the illustration below. These are customizable knobs. So it has 2 channels, instrument and drum. So it's a monophonic lead synthesizer. Also has a polyphonic mode, but the drums are disabled because it'll use all 3 voices of the SID. So the SID is actually the Commodore 64 sound chip. That's what this is based upon. The first 100 of them will ship with an actual SID included, but we also build a clone of the SID with every unit. So if you don't have a SID, just fire away, you can use it anyway. If you do happen to have a SID, if you're lucky enough to have one, you can just stick it in and there you go. It has a built-in step sequencer, which is a lot of fun. 2 channels, obviously, for your leads, instrument and drum to make your percussion. It can store up to 100 presets in there and 24 drum sounds. And it also comes with a software which is compatible with any computer, Windows, Linux and Mac obviously, and that's where you can really go in depth and craft your sounds with a librarian. You can store up to 100 sounds in here, but then on your computer you can store as many banks as you'd like. We're going to try to ship it with hundreds and hundreds of sounds. It'll come with at least 100, but we're going to get some cool designers from the 80s working on some other banks, which will be a lot of fun. What else can I say about it? There's a nerd mode with the software. If you actually know a lot about the SID, you can pull out your data sheet and alter the registers of the SID pin by pin right from your computer and just essentially turn it into a lab, really, a SID lab. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to use. You get built-in the software itself has these graph editors where you can actually draw custom envelopes for each of the 24 parameters. It's crazy. You just get the mouse and draw things, patterns, sequences, arpeggiators, anything like. And that's where it really gets fun. I mean, the possibilities endless. You can assign these graphs. There are 4 graphs that run simultaneously. They sync to MIDI. You can assign them to any of the, I think it's 24 parameters within the SID. So stuff can get crazy really quick and just mess around and make accidents, and accidental sounds will happen and you'll have a lot of fun.
Hey, so what was the inspiration for making a SID, and especially with Mode Machines, who has a pretty good reputation of making pretty cool machines? What was the inspiration for it?
Well, I've always, I actually originally in 2002, I think it was, I started building MIDI boxes, and there's a huge controversy around the Mode Machines MIDI box SID. It's not at all related, but I did actually learn through that. So my first SIDs were MIDI box based. Then it really challenged me to find, I wanted to figure out how they were doing that, so I went my own route using Atmel chips, and so that's how I had a couple MIDI controllers out, and that's how I met Michael from Mode Machines, and we kicked off. It was great, we got along well. And he saw my little SID demo that I'd made as, try to work my own way into communicating with the SID, and he said, you should turn that into a box. So I thought, well, I've got a couple MIDI box ones that are really good. I love MIDI box stuff, and I tried to figure out a way to complement the MIDI box, so you could have a MIDI box SID and Mode Machine SID, and use them both at the same time and do completely different things with them. So I focused on the groove box aspect of it, the step sequencer, also a lot of the crafting sounds on computers, which you can't necessarily do with the MIDI box. It's mainly through menus and things, which is cool too. So there's a bit of a parallel there going on. And I don't know if I answered your question, I just rambled on instead.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's because that's like the history and the origin of how it inspired you to do the machine.
I learned electronics from the MIDI box forum, so Thorsten Klaus is my mentor.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
And you did a controller called a Professor, right?
That's right. It's a MIDI controller for the Prophet 5 VST. Okay. I personally prefer the Arturio one. I think it's really good. It sounds a bit warmer than the native instruments. Okay. And emailed Dave Smith and he said it's really cool. Go ahead and mix 91.
Yeah, Dave is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, he's such a cool guy.
It's incredible.
I was blessed to have his blessing.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So he kind of gave you his blessing to say, yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
nice. It's
very nice.
So now the original ones that you did kind of independently were a little bit bigger, right?
They were. We started with this. Well, I started with this big ugly thing, and
no, it was nice looking.
It was nice. It was nice from afar, but it was very clumsy. Not a lot of room on the desk for it. I figured I needed a lot smaller, so I made this small one that you won't have seen, but it was really, really small. It was ridiculous. And then I thought, okay, what's the exact middle between the two? And that's the final version. And it
and you all are kind of mass producing that one, right?
We're starting on it. Yeah, we've got the first 100 made, so we're still trying to work out the wood finish. Because mine's a little lighter, his is darker. We're trying to
come to between.
It's cool.
No doubt.
B-Boy Tech Report.